How many people do you screw over to become Mr. Wonderful? I imagine a lot. And then, why not, for your hobby, your guitar playing hobby, innocent enough, right? Just put some Ivory Mr. Wonderful on there. I didn't even know that was legal. Is Ivory still used? Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, we got a special one here for you. This is Kevin O'Leary. We featured him on the channel a couple of times. All of us here, we probably play guitar, and you probably started when you were a kid, because guitar is kid stuff. You're a teenager, you play guitar, there's no worries in the world. You don't have to learn how to market yourself, you just play guitar, and it's nice. And then once you become an adult, you're faced with this duality. Do I get a real job and keep guitar in the back burner and think about it for the rest of my life and fantasize how I'll retire one day and then I'll finally be able to play guitar? And the sad reality of that is once you're at retirement age, it's going to be really hard to achieve your technical and musical goals because so much of your life has passed you by, and it's sad, but that's the reality for a lot of people, and it sucks. There's the other route, the righteous path of becoming a guitar loser from the start, right from your 20s, and you just don't worry about anything, and you just accept your fate, whatever happens, and you try your best. Now, that seems like the obvious choice, right? Who doesn't want to become a guitar loser like me? But what often happens with maturity is that you have your craft, you have your hobby, you start finding ways to make money with it and monetize it. It starts getting streamlined, and you start selling stuff. And then what happens after that? You just become a businessman again, but it's just about guitar, and then you stop practicing entirely, and all you care about is just making more money and ad revenue and selling merch. Head on down over to Ruin's Delight for some merch. You want some merch? And the art is gone. You know, there's no more art here. So I don't know, maybe Kevin O'Leary's path is the right way, because at least he got to make a business on something profitable. If you're a guitarist, you have to form your business on you playing guitar? What? Who wants to buy that? No one. No one will buy that. Sorry, I'm getting a little off track here, I think. My point is, you choose the path of becoming a guitarist businessman or a businessman guitarist. Kevin O'Leary and I, we're opposites, but we're also the same in a lot of ways. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video, shall we? Okay.
Do right now that you haven't done yet?
I gotta get better on the guitar.
Dude, this is real right now. That's the thing, he's accomplished so much. He's being faced with his mortality, he's getting older. He's like, I'm not gonna be here forever. I have wasted so much of my life chasing worldly desires, and I should have been practicing guitar. Don't let this happen to you. Let this be a lesson.
I need more time to practice because I'm playing a
I need more time, and money can't buy it.
big gig in Nantucket on the 6th, and Gibson's making me a one-of-a-kind Mr. Wonderful. A combination of the 355 that George Harrison played with a 335 neck, which is a classical rock neck.
A classical rock neck. Kevin, don't take my word. It's classic rock. It's not classical rock. Don't think what you're doing here is classical, buddy, okay? This ain't classical.
Combining this together with, in ivory, Mr. Wonderful on the fretboard. I'm gonna...
In ivory. Dude, what? Oh my god. Evil just infects all facets of your life, it seems. Like, you know, like how many people do you screw over to become Mr. Wonderful? I imagine a lot. And then, why not, for your hobby, your guitar playing hobby, innocent enough, right? Just put some Ivory Mr. Wonderful on there. I didn't even know that was legal. Is Ivory still used? Does he mean mother of pearl or something? Does he mean actual ivory? That's insane, dude. I would do the same thing. I would. He's such a bad guy, right? If I were offered ivory tuning pegs or something like that, I would totally take it. Are you kidding me? Yeah, absolutely. Dude, if it were ivory of the last elephant with the last Brazilian rosewood tree, I'm there every time. Because, I mean, it is awesome. I think I'm allowed to be disgusted at him and also realize I would do the exact same thing. I don't know.
I'll pick it up in Nashville, but I gotta get a whole set worked out. I need more time to rehearse.
You gotta get some repertoire. I'm getting my luthier built, custom built guitar, and I don't have enough rep.
I gotta buy some guitars here so every night I can keep my calluses up.
Keep your calluses up. I assume that's just an expression. That's hilarious to think that calluses are the mark of your musicianship and guitar playing ability. I mean, at that point, you can just sandpaper your calluses and just get them real hard, right? Another thing I've been seeing on Instagram is people using dog, like, paw medicine that hardens dog paws. They've been using it on their hands, so they have this, like, really crazy grip. You can do that to your fingertips. You don't buy other guitars to practice your scales and arpeggios and stuff. It's the calluses. You just press as hard as you can and just try to dig the strings into your fingers. Honestly, that's better than playing guitar, because now you can walk up to people and be like, yeah, I play guitar, feel my calluses. Boom. Aren't they disgusting?
I gotta get my licks ready because You gotta, when you're performing, you gotta perform. So that's what I need.
True. Nice feet, bro. Very nice.
Amazing, because my son is better than I am, which really pisses me off. He can
Classic. I'm better than my dad at guitar, too. It only took me like a year.
play the lead to Asia. That's one of the hardest jazz rock tracks in the world.
Is it? We might need to check that out. Hold on. Yo, I cannot find the song. What are you talking about?
That wrote the part can't play it anymore. You got to be young. You got to be sort of less than 35 years old to be able to do those half notes.
Is he talking about the band Asia? Like, what is Asia? Does he mean Spain, Chick Korea, or something? Like, what? Wait, is he talking about Heat of the Moment? Great song, but the solo is kind of buns, Soul Survivor. He didn't call this jazz rock, did he? Wow. Wow. That solo sucks. Are you kidding me? That solo is buns. That sounds like a solo I'd do when I was 14. The soloist has no harmonic anything going on. They're just playing notes in a scale. Oh my god. What was that? Is that my phone speaker, or is that actually what it sounds like? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just my phone speaker. Really awkward phrasing so far. That literally sounds like a solo I would do when I was 14. Wow. Surely this is not what he was bragging about, that his son could play. Wow, the soloist in this song can't play his own tunes anymore. Yeah, he couldn't play it when they were recording it. He could never play it. What? What? What was that? Did I hear that in there? It's like, it sounds like a circus solo. What is this? I've never realized how bad the solo is. This is a horrible solo. I don't know. I think that's the track he's talking about. That is crazy. I feel like Kevin O'Leary could play that, though. That's what confuses me. Like, he could totally play that solo. He might actually be able to play it more convincingly than the original. I know, I'm saying it. I believe in him. I think he could do it.
Is better than I am, which really pisses me off. He can play the lead to Asia. That's one of the hardest jazz rock tracks in the world.
The lead to Asia. What is he talking about? Surely it's not Heat of the Moment. I have to be wrong about that.
The guy that wrote the part can't play it anymore. You got to be young. You got to be sort of less than 35 years old to be.
Yeah, dude, you gotta be young. This is kind of ageist language coming from Kevin O'Leary. I don't know if I like this. You guys always say that I'm being ageist. I'm not. We all go through phases of life. You were once young. I will be old one day. If you're old, I didn't rob you of your youth. You had your youth just like I'm having it, and I will be old, and then I'm gonna die. I'll be lucky if I get old. You're actually lucky because you made it to your old age. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it there. So, you know, ultimately, you're in a better situation. You've had more experiences. Good for you. It's fine. But that's a pretty common misconception that you hear. You have to be young to play because your fingers are just, like, better when you're younger, right? No, if you care about things like classical technique, that'll really help with longevity. I believe that you should play guitar better when you're 40 than when you were 20, and better when you're 60 than when you're 40. 80 might be pushing it a little bit to be better than when you're 60, but I think your golden years of guitar should be between 40 and 65-ish. That's when my golden years will be, where I'm playing my best stuff, hopefully. 35 is ridiculous. Maybe if you're playing rock music and you have no regard for technique at all, and you're using all this tension, and maybe if you're thinking about calluses as the mark of your guitar playing, so you press really hard to get more calluses, yeah, maybe your guitar abilities will start going down at around 35. But if you practice smart and not stupid, you can play guitar for basically all of your life.
You got to be young. You got to be sort of less than 35 years old to be able to do those half notes. But Trevor can play it. He's amazing.
Dude, if you got to be that young to play those half notes, don't even get me started on quarter notes. I refuse to believe he's talking about Heat of the Moment. I'm sorry I'm getting hung up on this. I don't know what he's talking about. What track? Asia? What is he talking about? You know, you can say that he might be stuck in the past with his music choice. You can say that I'm stuck in the past. At least the music I'm stuck in the past with is actually good. Let's check out some of these comments. Everybody knows you gotta be below 35 to play those half notes. That's, yeah, exactly. The bullying is working. Why? Because he thinks he needs to practice now. This big gig in Nantucket. Bro just sits in on like 3 blues rock tracks with a band at a brewery. That's pretty good, man. At least he's not just playing in his bedroom, you know? He's right, I'm older than 35 and I can't do half notes anymore. Maybe dotted half notes, but half notes? Past my half note prime. Hey man, once you get old, you're just playing whole notes. Nantucket is the new mecca for rock and roll. Dude, I'll teach you Cage, aka playing chord tones. Every song will have a 1 to a... Are you trying to give him a lesson right now? Learn those cliches in 3 positions on the track and you're golden. Like wax on, wax off, speaking his language. Like he's ever waxed a car. Learn the move, internalize it, and when you get into the jam dojo, the moves float to the top. You have your gig. It's time to finally learn the Cage system, bro. Okay, the comments are saying he might be talking about AJA, a Steely Dan tune. I'm sorry to slander the band Asia so much. Let's see. Let's check this out. Alright, we got a saxophone.
When all my time dance, they just don't care.
Was that the lead? Dude, that was freaking nuts. Alright, I think that was the lead. Did he actually learn that note for note from like a tab or something? So, you know, that was that video. That was Kevin O'Leary playing guitar stuff. I'm sure I'll feature that again soon. Yeah, that's always a treat, isn't it? Well, let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. So, of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Hey, want some guitar lessons? I'm not going to teach you any of this crap. I'm fully booked, but feel free to reach out and send an email. Introduce yourself, all that. Of course, head on down over to Rootin's Delight for some merch. Of course, there's Patreon, members section, all that stuff. I live stream most days, my practice. You can come there if you want, practice, hang out, chat with the other people who are there. And, yeah. Alright, well, I'll see you in the next one.